This is probably the best bike and Bronco install setup for your Bronco. I bought all these products in my local REI. Now, if you don't have an REI close to you, it's available on Amazon. I'll put all the product links in the description below so you can check them out. Please watch this video all the way in the end because there's some issues that I found solutions for when I was mounting this bike rack into my Bronco. You already know putting your bicycle or transporting your bicycle in your Bronco is a challenge. If you have a soft top, you can't put it on the roof. So unless you want to put it inside your Bronco, you'll have to remove the tires or the wheels and it's going to be rattling around. You're going to damage your bicycle. The first thing you're going to need for this setup is a trailer hitch. Now, if your Bronco comes with an OEM trailer hitch, then you're good. The problem is you got to find out what rating or class rating that hitch is. Because for this setup, you're going to need at least a class 3. What is a class 3 trailer hitch? Basically, the class 3, it gives you a towing capacity anywhere from 8,000 to 12,000 pounds and a carrying weight of up to 800 pounds. So that's what you're gonna need with the setup. So find out first if you have the OEM. Now, if you don't have an OEM trailer hitch, there's two that I would recommend. Actually, one that I would recommend. It saves you a little bit more money, but there's a trade-off. So the first one is the Kurt trailer hitch that you could add on. It's basically a fraction of the price of the OEM. OEM is about $358. It's expensive if you don't have it. Now, why get it? So I highly discourage you to get the OEM if you don't have it yet. And you don't know the class rating yet. You gotta do your own research. Now, the Kurt is identical to the OEM, but it is class 3 rated. The other trailer hitch that I would recommend is the draw tie. The draw tie also is a class 3, and the good thing about the draw tie is actually longer. It's already extended. You don't need an extender for this setup because all Broncos have the tire, the spare tire in the back. You're gonna have to clear that thing to mount any accessory in your Bronco, such as a bike rack. But there is a trade-off if you get the draw tie, the longer one. If you don't like the look with the trailer hitch popping out from the back, you can clearly see it. But if you don't care about that, like me, I like function over looks, then you're fine. It saves you money by not buying the extension. Both the Kurt and the draw tie is a class 3 rating. The most important thing to remember is it could carry a weight up to 800 pounds. Next thing you're gonna need is the bike rack. So there's so many out there in the market. The one I went with is the Kuat Transfer version 2. And I'm gonna tell you why I picked that, because I did a lot of research already on which one I should get. Number one is the price. The price of this product is very, very affordable and it's decent for the quality it actually offers. It actually looks good too in your Bronco. The next thing is the feature it offers. It is a U shape or U design, which allows you to get closer when you're loading and unloading your bike. If you already have a bad back and your bike is heavy, you're not gonna be in a weird, awkward position when you're standing or loading your bike far away from the rack. You kind of have to lean forward, and that's gonna be just injury waiting to happen. Now let's talk about the rating capacity of the Kuat version 2. Now they make different ones. So the Kuat version 2, you can buy it in single bike, double bike, or 3 bike setup. What I bought was a 2 bike setup. 1 bike setup gets you 60 pounds. The 2 bike is also 60 pounds per tray. And then the 3 bike drops the entire setup to 40 pounds per tray. The weight of this product is about 37 pounds for my setup, which is a 2 bike. For a 3 bike setup, it's about 51 pounds. And a single bike setup, it's about 28 pounds. It's not that heavy. This bike rack holds 18 to 29 inch wheels. And they actually give you a strap if you have a fat bike so you can fit it in this rack as well. I love this rack. The problem with this rack is this. Obviously, it's not gonna open. This rack features where it kind of drops down when you load the bike and even further. So hypothetically, for some SUVs, it would let you open the tailgate. And for this, we were hoping, or I was hoping, that it's gonna let you open the back door. So now, here's the problem. It still hits right here on the pivot point. That's not gonna work. It's gonna work if you just load the bike and transport. However, if you have to access something in the back, or you want the rack to stay there for longer periods of time, or in some cases permanently, that's not gonna work. So when I went to the store, obviously I can't open the back door. I had to load it in the back. So here's another solution for this. It's the Kuwait Pivot version 2. That's a mouthful. Version 2, V2, they call it the V2. This setup is actually what you saw in the beginning of this video. It's basically a swing arm that allows you to open the back door of your Bronco. The weight of this arm is about 39 pounds, so it's not that heavy, but along with the bike rack, you're looking at about 76 pounds, which is still way below the capacity of the Class 3 trailer, which is 800 pounds. So you've got a lot of room for heavy bikes for this setup. It has a quick release mechanism. It lets you open the arm from 90 to 120 degrees. So on my setup, I open it all the way to 90 degrees, which in most cases, you'll be able to open the door at 90 degrees already. But 120 degrees, my bike still didn't hit the Bronco. It's available to open up on the passenger side or on the driver's side. I wanted to do the passenger side simply because I didn't want to block the license plate because I didn't want to get pulled over because of this rack. Both the rack and the pivot arm, you can tighten it with a screw to prevent play on the rack or the arm. This is one really cool feature about these two products. So it's very secure. Talking about security, the Kuwait Bike Rack already comes with a lock cable you can wrap into the frame of both bikes and then attach it to the bike rack, and they provide you keys for it. But they don't come with a trailer hitch lock, which you'll have to buy to make sure it's secure so nobody can just steal the entire setup out your Bronco. Now the assembly is pretty straightforward, just follow the instructions, it's not that hard. The Kuwait Transfer version 2 took me about 45 minutes to assemble. The arm, probably 10 minutes. It's very straightforward, very easy to do. Once you have all this set up already, there's one thing left to do. You gotta turn off the parking sensor or their backup sensor. Because if you don't, it's gonna make this annoying beep while you're backing up your Bronco. So to do this, all you gotta do is go to your Bronco and just turn off the parking aid and you'll be good to go. You can turn it back on when you remove the entire setup out when you're driving without the bike rack. Let me know what you think about this setup. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and like that button. Consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Bombo and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.